Hey, y'all. We are here, and I cannot believe this is happening.
Yes, we're so excited.
It's been a couple years in the making, and he's been busy golfing and working. But I finally got him. Mr. Johnny Collins is in the building.
Yay. Hey, Johnny.
Rosemary, I love you. I don't know about this.
This is going to be fun.
Yes.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Man, look, let me tell you something. Y'all can't see what I see. Like, this right here is so dope. I feel inadequate. Like, I got to step my game up. Like, these folks, when I met Rosemary and Corey, you know, they were good, hard-working, blue-collar folks. There's about 9 Rolexes sitting over there on the wall right now. I don't know if I can be here. I can't afford it.
Whatever. So we were talking about, as y'all know, we are having the Speed Networking event.
We are.
On November 10th. There's still time to register at Eagle Talk Podcast /networking. And we were thinking, like, who is the master networker? Like, who can we bring on the podcast to really talk about the power of networking?
Yes.
And simultaneously, it was funny because me and Corey were thinking, and like everybody in the room at the same time said, Johnny Collins.
Right. And here he is. Actually, Johnny is responsible. Actually, a lot of my early success in real estate,
and connecting
me to a wholesale firm brokerage about 7 years ago that turned out well for me and gave me a lot of knowledge. And he also is responsible for Miss Rosemary, the realtor, sitting here's first start.
Yeah, when I first started, we had a conversation, but you have been telling me about Johnny, so we have to share the story about how Corey, the picture in my mind of who Johnny Collins was. So, Corey, tell them how you became acquainted with Johnny.
So when I first got here, I was still rehabbing in Chicago, and one of his employees at the time reached out to me on Facebook.
Because Johnny owns a title company.
Johnny owns Community National Title. And she was trying to earn my business. So we went to coffee, and about 10 minutes into the conversation, she was like, you need to meet my boss. And I was like, okay. Long story short, about 3 days later, met him and Philip in the Addison office. Mm-hmm. And he just sized me up, kept looking me up and down. And he was, I don't know about you Chicago cats. That's all he kept saying. You Chicago cats, man. Y'all are slick. And that was our first initial meeting, and we hit it off then. He was hard on me the whole meeting, though.
He was hard on you, but I remember you coming home, and this is the funny part, y'all. He was like, this guy Johnny. And first of all, I'm Rosemary, so I understand those good Southern names. But Johnny, automatically that made you 72 to me, right? And you own the title company. That just sounded like. So it took a while before I realized you were black. So he was like, yeah, this, this, and I was like, well, me, I'm nosy. Like, what does Mama do? What is he got a wife? He got a family? What they do? Right. And then he like, I don't know. He was like, I feel like maybe he must be in a second marriage because he talk about his kids like they're young, but he an older cat. And it turns out, y'all, that
so disrespectful.
And it turns out that Johnny is younger than Corey by a few months.
I am. I'm 3 years younger than Johnny.
Not 3 years. 3 months.
Sorry, 3 months. I'm 3 months younger than Johnny.
No, older. You're older.
I'm older.
Yes.
I am
old school.
I am 3 months older than Johnny. I'm actually the little brother in this relationship.
Because Johnny is wise beyond your years.
Yeah.
Have you heard that a lot in your life?
I have.
This is gonna be hilarious. All right, Mr. Collins, please do us a favor and tell us who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Johnny L. Collins II. Mm-hmm. I'm in the Texas title business. I own. I'm the co-founder of a company called Ebony Mitzvah. Ebony Mitzvah owns a handful of title agencies across Texas. Obviously, you all know Community National Title, which is like our DFW brand. And look, I love what I do. We want to be here and help people close all of their global title needs. Mm-hmm. So that's who I am and what I do.
Yeah. Yay. So one thing that I love about you is that you for sure are a connector. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think, there was a book that we read once, and it really talked about the power of being a connector. And I know in my personal business, so Johnny and I met, Corey told me we was going to go out to dinner with this old guy and his wife. So, and I was not in real estate yet. I was still a teacher. And I think maybe I knew I was going to transition, but totally green, totally nervous, totally blue or green, I should say. And when I met you, I remember looking at you like, Corey, I think he's younger than you think he is.
Best looking 54-year-old you ever.
I'm like, I think he's younger. But when we were in that meeting or that get to know you, like you from the bat just started giving out resources. And I remember a few months later when I got into the business, I started working, and you told me, hey, there's a young lady you need to connect with. And you gave me feedback, right? A feedback loop of like how I need to approach the meeting. And you told me about coming from a place of contribution, but also like how this could be a reciprocal relationship. And it was good for me when I started my business. So to me, you have a gift of meeting someone and knowing like, okay, I need to make this connection, and it's up to them, to make it go. But you have that gift. Have you always had that? Like, where did that come from?
I can tell you. So I worked for Merrill Lynch for a season of my life, and I was not getting $10 million accounts. Yeah, and I'm watching everybody else get what I thought with $10 million accounts. Now they probably was getting, it wasn't that. But
right.
I found this book, Jeffrey Gitomer, and it was the little black book of networking. And I opened it up, and it was like a kid's book, which was right up my alley, obviously, right? And if I tell you I've read this book 300 times.
Really? What's the name of it?
The Little Black Book of Networking.
The Little Black
Book
Book
of Networking. But it's a series. There's a red book, a green book, a yellow book, a gold book, and it gave me so much. And what's so funny about it, I remember specifically I was going to San Diego with Gar Malay. God bless his soul. He died on me, but Gar Malay was an old baseball player, was a successful fund manager. And I was trying to figure out, or I was working to figure out, how can I meet people and convert them to friendships that are lasting and had currency flow back and forth.
Yeah.
And this book gave me everything that I needed.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went on this search to figure out the power of giving value. So I've read a lot of books that talk about how you give first, and then it comes back. And then, the Bible, given it should be given unto you.
Yeah.
And once I figured that out, I just adopted it and I sold out to it.
I definitely, in the years of knowing you, I've everything you're saying, I've watched.
You see that? Yeah, I see that model
for sure. Because
it's
almost like he has the natural intention of who can I help, or who can I share this person? Well, I just met this. Prime example. It's many a days that I check my phone and it's me, Johnny, and somebody in the group text.
Johnny, I thought you in the group text now, right quick.
Somebody, Corey, this is a good guy. You need to know him. Y'all hook up. I'm like, who is it?
Yeah.
But I definitely see that hands down all the time with you for sure. So I get it.
No, I love that. And I'm thinking about Glenn Stanford, the CEO of my brokerage, eXp Realty. He has a saying, I don't know if he's the first one that said it, but it's something along the lines like, you can achieve anything you want in life when you help others achieve what they want.
Yeah.
So networking, like how has that, and one thing that you just said that I love is currency back and forth. And I think that a lot of people are hesitant to network because a lot of people are takers, right? I want to meet you because I want to see what I can get from you.
Yeah.
Even and especially like we're in the sales field, I get so many people that like, hey, this girl on Instagram sent me like 4 messages. I have not met her a day in my life. I need you to vote for me right now. Click this link. Like, sis, I don't even know you.
Right.
So, and even though that's something small, a lot of times most people fail in networking because we're looking to take instead of depositing value. And I love that you deposit value by connecting, but how has that come back? Like, how has that looked for you?
That is a spider web, Rosemary, that's so broad in every aspect of my life. My son is in private school because of a guy that I met. He's out networking this particular school.
Yeah.
My daughter is in a, fine arts academy because of my wife meeting the right people. Like everything in my life. My little brother graduated from the University of North Carolina this past weekend.
Shout out to Jonathan. Congratulations.
My boy JC, right? The whole setup, it was the most glorious and just phenomenal, spectacular situation ever. One of the deans came to the after dinner and stayed the whole time with us because of networking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're sitting outside on this patio, the nicest golf club, in Chapel Hill. I mean, it's money everywhere, right?
Yeah.
With prominent, just phenomenal people.
Yeah.
You know what we were doing? We were doing regular stuff like eating and talking and just having a great time.
Just because we're all regular people, right?
We're all regular people, but it was the networking that was coming out of it was just unbelievably just powerful. And what I've learned, even in my business now, we hit a plateau in my business. It wasn't until we started to network and bring other people into our business when we started to scale.
Yeah.
Now it went from, man, we having trouble scaling to, hey, slow down.
Right, right,
We
right.
need to slow down.
put some
We got
systems in
so
place.
many people in it.
Yeah.
So it's networking is, to me, is the lifeline of the next step, the next profitable step in business and in just regular life and friendships.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Think about, look, and just meeting you all. And just watching what y'all are doing right here. This is inspiring to me. It doesn't feel like networking because we're friends, but because of our networking with one another and the friendship that is formed, I'm looking at this thinking, yep, well, I got all that stuff at home now. I don't have a board. Well, Tony does have a board. Matter of fact, she got about 3 boards. So we need to figure out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this relationship that was born out of networking is exposing me and broadening my mind to bigger thinking.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love y'all for it.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we love you too.
Yeah.
Like this is, and by the way, I like we throw out Johnny's name all the time on the podcast,
yeah.
so y'all get a visual.
Yeah.
If you're listening, make sure that you check him out on YouTube. So you can get, and y'all tell us, is he 44 or 54?
Like, y'all ain't gonna do my boy like that. He is in his Obama year.
He's in his Obama year.
With me.
Obama year.
But I'm gonna pause the networking conversation because this just dropped in my spirit, right? I always say, and I definitely said to Rosemary, that Rosemary's mother showed me Jesus, but Johnny showed me how to pray, right? He was the first, like, really, really praying man that I met. And I know this is not what we were talking about, but we definitely, this episode would be nothing without us not talking about God.
Yeah.
Right? So that just means a lot to me. This is more than just a friendship, like you said. This is family. So we're just keeping it raw in front of you guys, but it means more to me and Rosemary than our friendship.
Well, the feeling is mutual, but I'm not gonna let y'all off the hook because y'all dope, and I get a lot of extra credit. I'm gonna take it. God bless, but it's not me. These folk. I'm just telling you. I wish y'all were sitting here where I'm sitting to see how just the application of thought. Well, the dream, the manifestation of a dream, and then the process, the application of thought. Like y'all manifesting all of this. This is great.
Yeah,
I love it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I love it.
We appreciate that. Yeah. And okay, so something else. You there's so many Eagle Talk references to you that we don't even say. But this is also why I think networking and really, because I don't care what business you're in the relationship business, right? I go to my gynecologist. You gonna wait forever. If you call, you might be able to get in 3 years from now. Like, it's gonna be a hot mess. But when you go and you see Dr. Allen, you gonna feel like that was my girlfriend. Like, I can't wait to see her again, right? And it's because of the relationship. So when I think about the business, that we're all in the relationship business, I do get concerned with those people who think I can do everything in isolation, right? Like I don't trust people. I won't even network within my own industry, right? If you're a title owner and I'm a title owner, we should not talk because we're competition. What would you say to somebody who has that mindset of like, I need to keep this all, like I can't connect these two people because what if they start doing business without me? Let me
tell you how weird my mind is. And for a long time, and this is like one of those inner mental battles. I'm a little crazy. I know y'all normal, but my mind works differently. When I used to hear the word isolation, I immediately thought about an island. But not in the way you're thinking. I would think island when I need to be thinking isolation, right?
Right.
But what is an island? It's isolated,
Yeah.
So let's say we were trapped on an island. Or let's say I was trapped on an island, okay? And let's say I can't get a boat. I mean, you can't do that. the only way I'm gonna get off that island is what? Somebody else has to
help.
see me.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
this analogy.
Yeah.
So what happens in business is, or people that dwell in isolation, first of all, they weird. Let's start there.
Yeah.
When you find somebody that like has a tendency to isolate and just stay, and shout out to all the isolators. Like,
Yeah, and we're not talking about somebody who's introverted who
Yeah.
needs to
No,
get
we're talking
energy,
about
but
isolation.
just like I don't need nobody.
Yeah.
you have a tendency to kind of stay away from folks that don't want to be around other people. Look, all of us are made up of energy. You know what I mean? So when we that's why when we really love each other, it's a hug, it's a touch.
Yeah.
You know, it's seeing each other.
Yes.
It's dwelling in one another's energy. And I actually hate the term energy, but it's just what it
true.
is.
Yes,
yes.
Right? So my point is, when I see people that isolate, especially on the job, they won't make it.
Yeah.
We're gonna fire them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the ability to open up your mouth and ask for help or help,
Yes,
You know,
or help.
yeah.
Because how many times do you have the solution to somebody's problem, but you're too stingy to offer that resource?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's a very sad. And I'm be honest, like that's real Chicago. In my Chicago life, I'll be like, I know who she should call to
I'm straight on
babysit,
them.
but
Yeah.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
but
You know,
think about that though.
Yeah, but you really stunting your own growth.
That's
Yeah,
all
that's
you
it.
100% of the
That's it.
time.
But that
Yeah.
takes me to a different point though. When you the thing about people who isolate, they usually are carrying some type of woundedness, and there's a reason why they isolate.
Well,
Yeah.
we need a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
for
So
that.
that's why I say I want to be careful how I say weird, because that's just me talking, and I will stick my foot in my mouth from time to time. But I'm very mindful of the woundedness of people, because I believe that every behavior that doesn't necessarily fit in what we or in the mold of what we think it should be
Yeah.
is, based and rooted in some type of woundedness.
It is. And even when you think about business, like I think about sometimes people are reluctant to invite to do life with people, right? Because they might see your holes or provide you feedback. So what we understand is that even though you network, there are only so many people that you bring into the inner room, right? The inner circle. So there definitely has to be a level of discernment, but I also think a level of vulnerability.
Yeah.
Right. So that when you are presented with the right situations and the right relationships, that we don't push back because of our woundedness or our brokenness.
Rosemary, you just nailed it. First of all, if I didn't know you, right? If I didn't know you, I would not believe that you are who I know you to be. I would not believe that you would literally help me in any shape, form, or fashion, that I need. I just wouldn't believe that, because I would see your this grand persona that just drips off of you, and it's like, no way am I worthy to be in her presence. And I promise you, people feel that way.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, I love what Dion said. Dion said, don't let your insecurities, he didn't say it quite like this, but I can't remember the exact, but basically he was saying, don't let your insecurities keep you from hating on my confidence.
Right.
Or don't let my confidence impact your insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All he was saying is, look, I got the juice.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know it.
Yeah.
But don't let your insecurities keep us from interacting
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
of who you think I am.
Yeah.
Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, I
If I
love
met
that.
Corey, well, that's a whole nother story. And he actually received a very honest and true interaction, or what both of us did, from each other when we first met. Because
Yeah.
he walked in, he tatted up. I have some unfair thoughts going in my mind as I know him now, right?
That he verbalized.
And tell them what you tell them. What you
at the
tell them.
table.
Yeah, at the table.
But once we got past all of that and we met on the square and we have a relationship, man, how much we don't, it ain't a whole lot I don't know about these folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they don't know about me and my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you have to be open.
Absolutely.
You have to be.
And you do. Sorry to cut you off,
No, you good.
but also what he's taught me and us is the what do you call it? Safe place. Safe place. That is important.
So Corey, please let me jump in.
Go
Yes.
for it.
Because we talking about networking. There is a conversation. There's like levels to it.
Yeah.
Yes, there are levels.
Because we've gotten great at getting out and having the conversations now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you talked about being introverted Well, there's a reason why people are even introverted or extroverted, both ways.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to really work on self. And you know me well enough to know I've spent a lot of money, time, energy, effort in working on self so that I can have the ability to go out and network in a way, really meet people.
Yeah.
Meet and win new relationships. First step. Flourish and fertilize the relationship.
Yeah.
Maintain it, right?
Yeah.
Second step. Third step, take the relationship to a place to where you can create memories which turn into treasures together with those folks. But that's a whole process, and it's not simple. It's not easy.
Right, and everyone doesn't make it to every level and every step.
Yeah.
And that's
Beyonce
okay.
taught me something when she rolled out Sasha Fierce. Shoot, I rolled out Johnny Cash. Real talk. It was either Johnny Cash or it was Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
Because there are times where I just didn't feel like meeting people.
Yeah.
But at that time, if I didn't meet people, I couldn't pull no more money out of the folks that were already my clients. I had to go out and meet some new dope folks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would literally, all right, let's get it.
Yeah.
And go do it. When I was dating, I often tell this story. I had this thing where, I wanted to talk to, I would only talk to, this is so obnoxious, I'm sorry. What I felt like were the 3 coldest women in the room.
Yeah.
That's just what I did.
Yeah.
But it wasn't easy because I knew I was gonna get shot down 99.999% of the time. The one that didn't shoot me down, I married her. Shoot. Married her in about 2 days after I met her. So my point is, it was just something that I adopted early on, not really realizing the impact that it was gonna have on my life, later on.
Yeah.
But it was just something that I adopted, and the main thing I can tell you is I was fearless.
Yeah. And leaving those insecurities. Now, I love this. This is such a rich conversation, and quite honestly, the relationship that we have with you directly and indirectly, the ways that we have been interconnected, it has poured so much into us, and quite honestly, it's why we're doing some of the events that we've done.
Yeah.
It's opened up our mindset to think about people differently.
Ooh, Rosemary. Yeah. And I keep taking you backwards. We have to have a firm understanding on how important networking is beyond our success.
Yes. Ooh.
I've had the pleasure. Rosemary, no. If she doing something, don't call me and ask me to sponsor it. Talk to Laura. She gonna send you the money.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Right.
I want to be in.
Text Laura right now.
I want to be in. Here's my thing. Here's what I'm saying. The first client appreciation that I came to, when I walked in there and saw the happiness on people's faces, people crying, telling their stories of home ownership. I saw parents. I mean, just saw so much pride and joy, and it created this. It was just a manifestation of why we do what we do.
Yeah.
As professionals.
Yeah.
Next step. If you don't take the leap from a teacher to being a realtor, somebody missed their blessing.
Yeah.
So it's like when you really start thinking about how we're conduits for someone else's success. And I don't mean making a bunch of money. I mean the small things, right? When you get up and you speak to women and men. I've been inspired by you a bunch of times. I've definitely been inspired by your husband that, we fuss and cuss each other. Well, he cuss, I don't cuss. We fuss each other, but we have a love relationship. And my point is, we inspire each other out of our experiences. And it's like, if you don't go through these things, how am I learning from you?
Yeah.
How many times I done call you need some help? You be like, hey, no problem. Hey, bro, send me something. I need to do this contract. Just send me. I don't want to get into it. Just send me something. And you just send it, right?
Yeah.
We have to. Our success is not just about us. Our success, people are tied to it.
Yeah.
They're tied to it.
Yeah.
How many folks y'all got on staff now? Don't say the number.
Yeah.
But if you don't go out and be successful, you don't pay the salaries.
Right.
You're right.
It's a big deal. So we gotta go win.
Yeah. We have to go in.
Yeah, we're gonna go win.
We're gonna go in.
Let me ask you this. Let's talk legacy. How I don't want to use the word important, but how do you view that? How is that? Because that's part of networking also, right? Bringing the people into our lives that help us hit the goals that we're trying to get. So how do you view that at this point in life?
I'm gonna go backwards.
Okay.
you know, I played sports a little bit in high school, and I ran track because I grew up hearing about my father running track. Mm-hmm. He played football and ran track, but he ran the 400 meters. I could not. I was a scrub. Yeah. Like when I tell people this, they never believe me. I was trash. The homies didn't even really want to run with me. Like I remember one time we was in Walnut Hill, California. I ran so bad, and I was on first leg. I ran so bad. Everybody
first
else,
leg of the 4x1.
Oh my God, Corey! I set us back so bad that the homies wasn't even mad. They just laughed.
It's a 4x4. That's a 4x4.
4x4. Yeah. And when I handed off the stick, I never forget the third leg. He kind of cussed like, "Smiley C." God, man. They just started laughing. It's like, well, what you do now?
Right.
But the thought of being like my father, and carrying on that 400-meter legacy drove me. You know, I'm a multiple time All-American. I did it big on you know, in college, high school, state, did all that kind of stuff. But I did it chasing legacy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's awesome.
My father on his deathbed told me things and requested things of me. And that conversation is more powerful in my life. The forces of that conversation, right, are more powerful than the living forces in my life from time to time. And that sounds weird, but the reason why it's so powerful is because of my desire to continue the legacy.
Yeah.
There are certain properties, you know my motto, buy and never sell. There's certain properties that we definitely will never sell. If I die, my wife gonna sell all this junk. I promise you, right?
Right.
Except for these few properties.
Yeah.
So we set it up to where this is legacy land.
Yeah.
It's a lot of land. It's expensive. We could really make something rain, make it shake right now, you know? Right. But we never gonna sell this land because it's not about the money. It's about legacy.
Yeah.
Black folks, and this is a multicultural show, but for black people, we have not had an attachment to legacy because in a lot of cases our legacy is so flawed. You know, just going into slavery. Like we never were able to connect the dots. That's why ancestry.com, these little, you know, programs that let you, you know, go back and look at your lineage is so important because now you can start to develop and build up
who am I?
Who I am. Where's my legacy at? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So why is legacy important to me? Well, it's everything. It's all that I have. It's not about the money. It's about, you know, even the way I move in my life. I know that I need to do this stuff to make memories. Because when I die, those memories are going to turn into treasures.
Yes.
Those treasures will be attached to my what? My legacy.
Yeah.
I don't want negativity in my life. I do my best to stay out of trouble and don't do weird stuff that's going to impact my legacy.
Right.
If I get in trouble, and it takes money to get me out, well, I'm gonna throw all the money at it. You understand? Because I don't care about the money. I care about my legacy.
Right.
Does that make sense?
No, I love that.
You broke it down. That's great.
I love that. Now, this was, has been and is just the best interview, and we're so grateful for your
y'all
time.
Making me blush.
Look, no, we're grateful for your time here, but in just even thinking about legacy, you know what I'm thinking about, and Corey mentioned it before, and we probably been rocking with you for about 4 years, and then one day, because when we're somewhere, like if we're out, we travel together and do all that, he's always like, go ahead and pray, JC. And one day Corey just told me randomly, he was like, you know why I always ask Johnny to pray? And I was like, nah, why? And he was like, because he's the first man that I've really heard pray. And that the model that you made for my husband, now he's the person that prays in our family and for his parents and things like that. So again, you know, making that connection, you know, God bless that girl who don't even work for you no more for making gone with the wind, fabulous. But you know what? But like
she was a blessing.
And the Lord uses people for a purpose. You never know what that purpose is.
She did her job because she did what she's supposed to do. Here we are.
Look, we might want to find her and send her something.
Send us something.
But because of that connection, and Corey, you at the time you met this chick on Facebook, and I should have been salty you was meeting a girl on Facebook, but
no, man, we just had coffee. I mean, it was innocent, but kind of like what he said though. She was doing her job.
She was doing her job, and I'm just thinking about how it's all connected because yes, we have broken bread together. We have, we have
cried together.
Yeah.
We done celebrated. We just about have emoted the full spectrum.
Yeah, we have.
About that to the point where we're like, when somebody asked me, it was one of your employees once because we introduced
one of my teammates.
One of your teammates. Oh, I like that you said that. One of your teammates. We introduced ourselves like we're cousins. So then she was like, so she knew a little bit about your family. So is your mama? I'm like, okay, well, actually, when we say cousin, this is what we mean.
That has happened to me a couple times.
Are you on the side with Winston or on the side with you? Are you on Tony's sister? Like, okay, so not quite. But I just say all that said.
You stop telling them lies. You say, yeah, I'm on the sample side. That's all you gotta say.
Sample side. Okay.
Yeah.
But I just say all that to say, as we talk about legacy, like that one Facebook meeting, and I'm even being convicted because there are some times that I'm like, I can't take another meeting, but that one random encounter, even though she wasn't the one that you built a relationship with, now my husband prays in front of our kids.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah.
Well, please let me interject. My father was a praying man, but he was not the person that taught me to pray. Joseph High.
Oh, man, Mr.
Taught
High.
me to pray.
Mr. High.
Because I've always known the significance of prayer. I know the power, of prayer, but I didn't necessarily understand from a man's perspective, because my mama is a flat out prayer warrior, the importance of laboring in prayer.
Yeah.
So when my children get out the car in the morning, Lord, I love you, thankful for this day, we're going to go through it, right?
Yeah.
Before I leave my house, we're just going to do certain things. I pray for my business partner, Jewish. I pray for Philip all the time, And I believe that just having the safety of prayer, there's certain things that I do now, not necessarily out of habit, but I do it because it really brings an immediate blessing on my kids. If I don't pray, if I don't go tuck my baby in and pray for her at night, she won't even go to bed. She'll literally stay up.
Yeah.
But when I go up there and I pray for her, tuck her in, and it's just, and that's my network to heaven.
Yeah. Ooh, you better pray.
Yeah.
You better preach, JC.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, we love it. Well, we thank you so much. And y'all, this is why we are pushing. I mean, on the low, we sold out for the event. However, we opening it up.
Yeah.
Because we just want to be a conduit, like
you said. Of course y'all sold out.
But a conduit so that connections can be made. So if you have any way to get to the speed networking event, will you be there November 10th?
Come on, don't ask me them kind of questions.
He'll be there.
In that thing.
In that thing, Johnny be connecting the folks. So if you have any way to get there, eagletalkpodcast.com/networking. We will also link it in the show notes if you are listening to the podcast, or on YouTube in the description box. And we're just so grateful for you, JC.
Yes,
and
sir.
grateful for
Yeah.
the relationship and the other relationships that will come out of this event and future events. Based on what you've modeled for us.
God bless. I love y'all.
Yeah, love you too, bro.
Thank
I want to end it also on shouting out Community National Title.
Oh yeah, how they get in touch with you? Yes.
Thank you. So you know what? 972-528-6701. If you call that number, somebody will answer and take great care of you and point you in any direction you may want to go as it pertains to the DFW area. Community National Title, communitynationaltitle.com. Look, my phone number is 817-300-7243. If you have a question, I make myself available. I'd love to talk to you and answer any question you may have. And if I don't know it, I promise you I have plenty of folks that do know it. And it's highly likely that I don't know it, but I'm going to get you pointed to the right direction. They're going to take care of you. So I thank y'all. And you all have been phenomenal supporters of me and our organization. You know what? Y'all been phenomenal supporters of Community National Title, but forget that. Y'all been phenomenal supporters of my family. And just, so I don't want to get all mushy, but I love y'all.
Yeah,
so
love you too, man.
Thank you for doing God
this.
bless.
Thank you. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
So keep it going. All right, Rosemary. So yeah, have I ever had a bad experience? Yeah, I had a bad experience when I was in college, but I was young and dumb and didn't really understand the importance of how you engage with people when it comes to networking. I walked up to a guy named Ron Parker. Ron Parker don't fool with me now, but he a bad man, cold. And this is something that if I had all of it to do again, I'd do it the same way I did it then. Because I learned so much from it.
You learn from the mistake.
And God blessed me with somebody that on the same level with Ron Parker, right? Shout out to Ron Parker. He's a dope guy. I'm not talking about him. But I walked up to him and I said, hey, I need some help getting a job. At the time, he was the big dog for his company. And he said, okay, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do what you do. I want your job. He kind of looked at me and gave me one of them.
All right.
And walked off.
All right.
I've never had the type of relationship that I desire to have with him because of that encounter.
Interaction. Yeah. You went to take.
I was a taker.
Yeah.
And what we have a tendency to do is we feel like, man, that dude a chump. No, he ain't a chump. He the man.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is a privilege for people to give of themselves to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we have to make sure that we understand the value of someone receiving you into their space and then giving you things that you feel like you need. But great networking is when you get things that you don't even know that you need out of the encounter.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
So I always love that. And I love y'all.
Yeah.
God bless.
Love y'all.
Love you too, brother.